Well, it's been a long time coming once again, but it's time for another Blu Ray and DVD update, this time for July 2026. So, first up for the Blu Rays, we have Avatar Fire and Ash, the third Avatar movie. Now, I think this movie, overall, it's quite good. Not as good as the first two Avatar movies, but I thought it was actually pretty interesting. So, obviously, you get the movie and the bonus features. And the movie itself is actually quite interesting. Great acting in this film. And, yeah, it's based in the most powerful chapter of the Avatar saga yet, as Jake and Neytiri guide their family through grief, their journey with the nomadic wind traders across Pandora's skies, which I thought was quite interesting. But the Sully's paths is threatened by a new enemy. The Ash people are warlike and led by the fierce Varang, who have turned against Iwa and the ancient Navy Way. So, yeah, pretty interesting movie. I love the soundtrack to this film as well. So, if you're looking for a good film like this, this is one of them I'd highly recommend. So, that's Avatar Fire and Ash. Next up is the Running Man remake starring Glenn Powell. I had no idea why I even picked this up on Blu-ray, because I had the original Running Man on DVD. But anyways, we got the Blu-ray anyway. So this film is directed by Edgar Wright, and overall, in my opinion, it isn't that good. Not as good as the original, but it was okay watching, I guess. Even though I'm not really a fan of Glenn Powell as an actor, I thought, yeah, it's an okay film. It's nothing I'd really watch again, to be honest. But it was okay for what it was. So that's the Running Man remake film. Another film I didn't really like too much, and that is Predator Badlands. Now, I thought I was going to enjoy this film, but to be honest, I think it was just a bit overrated, in my opinion. Just didn't do justice like all the other Predator films. But it was worth adding to the collection, I suppose. And, yeah. Definitely would not watch this again. It was just quite a disappointing Predator spin-off. No, Predator franchise movie. So, yeah, that's all I have to say for Predator Badlands. Not a good film at all. Next up is Chappie, from the director of District 9. Now, I really enjoyed District 9 and Elysium, and because I really enjoyed those films, I thought I'd grab this film as well for only £1. It's I think it was £1. Oh no, it was £2, my bad, that I brought it for. And it's a 2-disc set, so yeah. So, it was a pretty good film, to be honest. Hugh Jackman's character was pretty good, and the actors in this film was definitely worth checking out. So that is Chappie. Next up is a film starring Paul Rudd and Jack Black. This is Anaconda. Now, this is actually quite a funny film. Doug and Griff have been best friends since they were kids and always dreamed of remaking their all-time favourite movie, the cinematic classic Anaconda, as the title says. When a midlife crisis pushes them to finally go for it, they head deep into the Amazon rainforest to start filming, but things get real when an actual giant anaconda appears, turning their comically chaotic movie set into a deadly situation. Their movie they're dying to make. It might just get them killed, as the title says. But, yeah, quite a decent comedy movie. Would highly recommend. Yeah, especially for Jack Black, since I've been a fan of his films and what he did. So, yeah, would highly recommend Anaconda. A comedy movie starring James McAvoy, Jamie Bell, and Jin Broadbent. This is Filth, from the creator of Trainspotting. Now, I wasn't really too interested in this film, although I did see this film for about a couple of quid in CEX. I was like, this looks interesting, I might watch this. And it was actually quite a funny comedy movie, especially when it has James McAvoy from X-Men First Class, and the director, John S. Baird, who did Cass. So, yeah. I just like this front cover here. I thought it's very cool. It's a pretty... This slipcover is very nice as well. All nice and glossy and shiny green, although most people think it's yellow. But yeah, classic comedy movie. Would highly recommend watching it, giving this a watch. So yeah, that is Filth. A couple of Justin Timberlake films now. Now I've gotten into his films because I really liked his music, so I thought, why not get into his films? Alpha Dog is obviously one of these films that I watched, and I thought it's quite a good comedy movie. Not Justin Timberlake's best, but it's watchable. So yeah, it also had Bruce Willis in as well, which I was also surprised to see. So yeah, decent comedy movie. So that is Alpha Dog. Next is Bad Teacher, starring Cameron Diaz and Jason Segel as well. A decent movie. I thought that the character who played the bad teacher, which is Cameron Diaz, I thought it was pretty cool. And yeah, I think it was a pretty good movie. Pretty funny overall. So that is Bad Teacher. Next up is Friends with Benefits, also starring Mila Kunis, who everyone probably knows her for playing Meg in Family Guy. But yeah, I brought this, I think it was 50p or a quid in CEX. I did actually watch this on Valentine's Day, because I think that's what it was based on, True Love. So yeah, that was the time I got this movie as well, in February. So yeah, I think it was a pretty sweet comedy film, and yeah, just these two characters in this film are definitely my favourite in this film. And finally, for the Blu-rays, we have Batman vs. Two-Face. Yes, a Batman animated film. I believe this is one of the last films to have Adam West in before he passed away in 2017. So yeah, of course, William Shatner, who voiced Two-Face in this film. And overall, in my opinion, I thought it's actually quite a good animated film. Not as good as all the other Batman animated films I used to watch, but it was quite interesting for what it was. And yeah, decent Batman animated film either way. Would highly recommend it. And yeah, that is Batman vs. Two-Face. Let's move on to the DVDs. So, moving on to the DVDs now, we have The Fairly Odd Parents Microphony. A bit of a random pickup. I did not have no intention of picking this up, actually. But while I was going into town, I walked into CEX one day, and I found this DVD for about £3.50. So I thought, I'll just buy it anyway, just for the sake of completing my Fairly Odd Parents DVDs. But a good DVD overall, got some good funny episodes, especially So Totally Spaced Out. Movie Magic was also pretty good too. And Shiny Teeth was good as well. So, yeah, a couple of good episodes that I highly recommend grabbing this DVD for. So that is The Fairly Odd Parents, such an amazing classic TV show. Next up is the SpongeBob movie, Search for SquarePants, already on its 4th movie. And, yeah, not as good as all the other SpongeBob movies, but still very good. The SpongeBob SquarePants movie from 2004 is definitely the best one out of all of these. However, I did really like the music on here. The Big Guy by Ice Spice. I was actually quite intrigued by the music video of this. I'm actually glad to have this as a special feature. But a decent movie, in my opinion. Not as good as all the other 3 movies, like I said, but it's quite interesting to watch. So, anyways, that's the SpongeBob movie, Search for SquarePants. Next up is a Disney Pixar film, and that is Hoppers. Now, I wasn't really too impressed with this movie. I thought it was a bit pants. However, I did really like the talking animals in this. But other than that, it wasn't really too spectacular. It's not terrible, but I just think just wasn't as good as all the other Pixar movies in my personal opinion. So, but I just picked it up anyway just to see what it is, and don't think I'll probably watch this again. But anyways, decent movie. A bit of a decent movie, but not great, to be honest. Anyways, that's Disney Pixar's Hoppers. Next up is the Trolls movies. So we have, of course, Trolls World Tour and Trolls Band Together. Now, I did actually have the first Trolls on DVD, but I think I've been looking for the other two Trolls movies for a while and never could find them. So just for the sake of it, I just brought the whole movie set again. Rebrought Trolls again with the Trolls films. But anyways, here's the discs. There's Trolls, Trolls World Tour, and Trolls Band Together. All three of them are really great films. Great music in this as well. And yeah, I would highly recommend all three of these Trolls movies. Especially when I went to go see the first Trolls. I believe I was about 11 when I went to go see this film. And I thought it was actually very good. So I thought, yeah, I would get myself to watching the sequels. And they were both good, just as good as well. So anyways, that's the Trolls movies. Next up is Pharrell Williams in Piece by Piece. Speaking of Pharrell, I actually did get into his music and actually thought it was quite good. And so I thought I'd buy Piece by Piece as well. Of course, I think I've mainly brought this as well because of my favourite artists, Justin Timberlake and Timberland, and Snoop Dogg being in this film as well. And I've also got another film with Snoop Dogg as well, which I'm going to show in a minute. But yeah, Piece by Piece, a pretty great film. Basically, I believe it's talking about Pharrell's career in Lego animation. And I thought it was really cool to see. And yeah, it's just such a good movie. I would highly recommend giving this a watch. So yeah, I've been looking for this for quite a while as well. Could not find it anywhere, but I managed to find it somehow. And yeah, just such a good movie in my personal opinion. So would highly recommend Piece by Piece. And the next film that had Snoop Dogg in it was Starsky and Hutch. Now, I've never been a fan of the TV series. But I picked this film up anyway because it starred Snoop Dogg, so I thought, why not watch it? And it's a decent film. Yeah, I thought it was okay for what it is. But I just like the appearance of Snoop Dogg so much, so that's why I still kept it. But anyways, that's Starsky and Hutch. Next up is The Guru, starring Heather Graham and Jimmy Mystery. I thought it was a pretty interesting film. I didn't think I was going to enjoy this, to be honest, but I watched the full thing, really enjoyed it, especially seeing Jimmy Mystery in this film. After seeing East is East and West is West, I thought I'd watch The Guru as well, and it's actually a funny movie. It's based on this character, Ramu Gupta, who obviously plays Jimmy Mystery, or played by Jimmy Mystery, leaves his own country and becomes a movie star in New York. Tries to find another wife as well, I believe. Wanted to find love again as well. So yeah, Unleash the Tiger Within. So yeah, The Guru is a classic comedy movie, and I thought it was pretty funny as well. So I would highly recommend giving that a watch. Next up is a Ricky Gervais film. This is Cemetery Junction, also written and directed by Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant. It's an okay film, to be honest. Not as good as Ghost Town, but it's quite decent. So, yeah, that's all I've got to say about Cemetery Junction. Next up is a film starring Will Smith. This is Enemy of the State. That's obviously the reason why I picked it up, because of Will Smith starring in this film. And I thought it was okay. And I did find this quite cheap, so I thought I'll just pick it up anyway. But overall, I think it was an okay film. Yeah, I think it's based on these two, who are based on this character even, was state agents, I believe. But yeah, decent film overall. So that is Enemy of the State. Next is Saturday Night Fever, starring John Travolta. I believe this came out before Grease, 1 year before Grease, or around the same time as Grease. A random pickup for me, even though I didn't think I was going to enjoy this film, but I thought it was quite alright, you know. Especially with the Bee Gees music in this. And yeah, a decent film. Not as good as Grease, but I think John Travolta makes a really good acting role in this film. So anyways, that's Saturday Night Fever. Next up is The Fault in Our Stars, which I actually watched last night, and I really quite enjoyed this. It's based on this girl named Hazel, who was on life support. 5 stars. We'd give it 6 if we could. This is based on Hazel and Gus, who shares a sarcastic sense of humour, a distaste for convention, and ultimately a love that will sweep them onto a transformative journey that they will never forget. So yeah, I think I picked this up as well because I was actually interested in the soundtrack in this film, which I really enjoyed as well. And the film itself is actually quite good. I think these 2 characters did a very good acting role, and yeah, decent film for what it was, and I would highly recommend you give this a watch. So that is The Fault in Our Stars. The last 3 DVDs I have to show are all horror movies, starting off with 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. Now, I did not know they were going to make a sequel so fast. Obviously, this is part 2 of the original 28 Years Later. And I thought it was an okay film. Not as good as 28 Years Later, but still quite good. I think the actors in this film had some good acting roles in this, and expanding upon the world created by Danny Boyle and Alex Garland in 28 Years Later, but turning that world on its head. Someone else called Nia DaCosta is actually directing 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. In a continuation of this epic story, Dr. Kelson finds himself in a shocking new relationship with consequences that could change the world as they know it. And Spike's encounter with Jimmy Crystal becomes a nightmare he can't escape. So, yeah, it's an okay film for what it is. And, yeah, that's all I have to say about 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. Next up is another sequel, and that is Return to Silent Hill. Honestly, not as good as the first Silent Hill movie, but still quite good. I also do have the second film as well, Silent Hill Revelation. I just don't get why they keep doing horror movies all the time. But anyways, it's a decent film for what it is. Not as good as the other 2, but it was quite interesting to watch. So that is Return to Silent Hill. And finally for the DVDs, and last up for this update even, is Scream 7. Now, a lot of people have been talking about this, and I think it was actually quite a decent film for what it was. The actors in this were pretty good, and I've just noticed that McKenna Grace, who I know from Young Sheldon, is in this film. She's actually been in quite a few films lately, and I thought she did a good acting role in this film, and yeah. Great cast in this film as well. So, yeah. If you're looking for a horror movie, this is definitely one I recommend you give a watch. So, that is Scream 7. So, thanks for watching my Blu-ray and DVD update for July 2026. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments if you've seen anything in this update video you'd like to see me do a review of. And for more videos, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, JJ the Music Film and TV Collector 05.